Did you know you're already a success for watching this video? Yeah, a lot of people are going to skip this first video and go straight to the lessons, but by watching this video, that tells me that you are a person that reads directions, okay? And GED stands for General Educational Development. And the tests are for adults who didn't graduate high school, who want a certificate that is equivalent to a high school diploma. And they're accepted by colleges, universities, and employers. So they're really useful. And there's 5 test subjects. We have language arts, which includes writing and language arts. There's reading, social studies, science, and mathematics. We're going to concentrate on the mathematics in this playlist. Now, some states are going to require you to pass a U.S. Constitution test or a local state government test. And this is actually good because you should know how your government works and what rights you have. You should know your Bill of Rights, okay? And the math portion of the GED covers 4 topics. There's number operations and number sense, measurement and geometry, data analysis, statistics, and probability, and the final one is algebra. And they're each 25% of the test. They're each 1/4 of the test. And there's 2 parts to the math test. Part 1 is 25 questions, and they're actually going to give you a calculator if you want to use one. You don't have to, but they'll loan you one if you want to. In Part 2, they're going to take the calculators away, and you're going to have to use scratch paper to answer the questions. And they're going to give you 90 minutes to complete the math test. You'll have to solve several word problems, and some will have charts, tables, graphics. You have to use basic math skills as well as analytic and reasoning skills. All right, so you're going to have to put your thinking caps on. You'll get a score for each of the 5 tests and the Constitution test that can range from 200 to 800. And the minimum to pass is 410 per subject in Illinois. I know this because that's where I'm at. I'm right outside the city of Chicago. You're going to get a total score that is an average of all the other scores. And the total score to pass for Illinois is 2,050. And one of the lessons in this playlist is how to find averages. So by the time you're done with this playlist, you're really going to be able to figure out your total scores. Okay? The passing score depends on where you live. Educational requirements differ from state to state. So I know what they are for Illinois. You can call the GED hotline, 1-800-626-9433, or your local community college or public library can help you. You can go to their website or call them or visit in person and speak to a counselor or a librarian and tell them you want to take the GED and you want to know what the requirements are. I think you have to be 18 and have an ID and all that stuff. So you might even have to be out of high school for 6 months. Visit the testing center any day before you take the test to become familiar with the area, and this will calm your nerves on test day. If you have the test date that you know you're going to be taking it, and you've paid your fee, you've signed up, everything's ready to go, and you're ready to take it, go to the testing center, peek around, see what it looks like, because that way on testing day, you're going to be one of the few people who knows what they're doing and where they're going. You might have people asking you, where am I supposed to go? All right? You can retake all or part of the GED test until you pass. So if you pass every subject of the GED and you fail the math part, well, then all you have to do is retake the math part. You could take the whole thing over again if you want, but you just need to retake the parts you didn't pass. Around 10 of the math problems will need to be answered on a standard grid or a coordinate grid. And the rest will be on an answer sheet. And it'll be like a little bubble answer sheet that you have to fill in. You've done that in school. Here's a standard grid, and it's like 2 number lines, one coming up, one going across, and then there's a coordinate grid, which is also called a coordinate plane. And we're going to discuss this too. I'm going to explain this to you in this playlist. All right? So your answers are going to have to be written on these types of formats, okay? Now don't skip directions. Read each question carefully. Read all of the answers before picking one. And use the process of elimination to get rid of obviously wrong answer choices to give yourself a greater chance of picking the correct one. So if you really don't know the answer, look at the ones that you know it's absolutely not. So if you're just going to guess, at least you'll have a better chance of guessing the right one, okay? Because it's better to guess than to leave one blank. Fill in the bubbles carefully. If you skip a question, skip that answer bubble. You can write along the edge of your scratch paper, skipped 13, skipped 18, skipped 25, so that you know to skip those on the answer sheet and to go back to them, and you know which ones you've missed, okay? If you don't skip the bubble on the answer sheet, every single answer will be wrong because they'll be moved by one, right? And don't change your answers unless you're sure you have a better one, because usually your first choice is the right one. It's your gut feeling, okay? So don't skip lessons in this playlist. You have to think of learning math as neatly packing a backpack for camping. Where's the compass? Where's the first aid kit? When you skip around, you miss lessons, and it's like randomly shoving things into a backpack instead of neatly putting it in. Your friend gets bitten by a snake. Where's the snake bite kit? I don't know. It's shoved in there somewhere. Or do you say, oh, it's in the top right-hand pocket? You know exactly where it's at. So by doing this methodically in order, it's going to help your brain retain the information. When you skip around from lesson to lesson, it confuses your brain. It's like a filing cabinet. You want everything to be nice and neat so your brain can recall it, okay? In the next video, I'm going to talk to you about how to use my playlist. And it's actually how to use every single one of my playlists. And it'll help you become a success, okay? So it's a short one. I advise you to watch it. I hope I'll see you there. Bye.